how Hans Zimmer does his soundtracks.
Has he got it?
Yeah.
Huggy, fetch it, come on. Fetch it. Good boy, that's it, bring it here. Bring the balloon here. Come on, fetch it. Fetch it, come here. No, come on, don't eat that, come on. Hug. Come here, good boy.
Good afternoon.
Morning.
Evening or night.
Welcome to Jar Media podcast episode
10
something. It's probably like episode 150 at this point from the amount of shit we've done.
Oh, no.
Welcome to the JARCAST.
We should probably acknowledge, because last week the episode was already recorded by the time it happened, but we've had a loss in the Jar community.
Oh, yeah.
The late great Jar Media shitpost is no longer with us. She didn't die or anything.
She's taking some time out to focus on herself.
Because she what made the Jar Media comments pretty epic. Don't you think? I always look forward to seeing Jar Media shitpost top comment saying
I always look
how many
forward
memes
to all
were
of Jar Media shitpost stuff.
Yeah, and all the videos and whatnot. It's she said it was becoming kind of like a job to her and wasn't really fun anymore. So
Yeah.
Then we got to get her on the pay grade, boys.
you can have the £12.50 that we have.
But we wish her the best.
Yeah,
She will do well.
Certainly.
and we also wish Corgis the best. How we doing, baby?
Fuck off, Argy. Get out of here.
He's a shit dog. Don't like Argy.
Grow some longer legs, you
He's
dumb
lovely.
bitch.
He's lovely. Apart from he attacked me yesterday.
All
Yeah,
my dog does
I
is
was told
attack
about
me.
that.
Or yeah, it was yesterday. It was really bad. If I remember, I'll put a picture up on screen now. But it was a true battle.
What did he
Went
do?
down.
Well, he went...
You know when I first got Max?
Yeah.
Max was very food dominant over Argy.
He was quite dominant in general, wasn't
Yeah, he was dominant
Like
in general,
balls and
but
everything.
particularly with his food. So if Argy went near him with the food, you had to feed them way far apart. But
Mhm.
as the months went by, nearly had him a year now, he'd seemed fine. They were both fine.
Yeah.
But this one day, I was just standing in the kitchen, just fed them both. Like a metre away from each other. Argy, the little munchkin that he is, he races through his food so quickly that he finished his bowl. And then he wanders over, stealthily, over to Max's bowl. Because he sees what, he likes having a little gander
Mhm.
to see what's inside. Which just he normally sits and waits so he can have a little lick at the little crumbs that remain. But this time he was feeling a little bit more cocky than usual. So I don't know what happened, because all I heard was but presumably he tried to put his head in the bowl,
Yeah.
and Max gave him some kind of warning, like a fair enough warning, where it's like, fuck off,
Yeah,
this is
well,
mine.
that's too close.
This is mine. Yeah, normally Max gives him the little,
Yeah.
but normally Argy doesn't fight back in such a way. But
I've noticed
The battle
that
began.
boy has been growing balls.
Yes.
Although he lost them before he...
he challenged
remember.
Max.
Yeah.
It was amazing to see Argy full on challenged Max. Like, no, this is mine now. And like the guy who got Argy off said they don't back down.
Yeah.
So you have to be quite hard on them sometimes. And I really saw it in that moment. And I was like, oh, come on. Max is just going to annihilate him. So I grabbed Argy, and then he goes into panic mode round two, because he's already snarling and making stupid noises and whatnot. I yank him to the floor, and he's going like the most feral I've ever seen him.
Uh-huh.
Just out of control.
He's getting embarrassed now.
Yeah, as he should be. I'm not going to forgive him for months, like the time Max went like this at me.
That's way more severe, though.
Yeah, but I'm used to that. Like, I can take on Argy, I can't take on Max.
You can't...
That would not end well for either of us.
What do you mean? No, Max would fucking destroy you, and that would be...
No, because I know he's nice-natured underneath. I could win, but I would have some scars.
It'll be like when the Iron Giant goes crazy.
Yeah, just like that. And I'd say, you're not a weapon, you're my friend. But anyway, yeah, I grabbed into the floor, and I just missed the spot where if you grab him, he can't bite you.
Yeah.
But he swung his head round, bit me all over my hand. Sorry, it's all healed up now.
He got his knot in the end, I guess. In the form of human blood.
Really blunt, like wound. Really fucking hurt. And, that made me furious.
Augie, get down!
Hey!
It's the cookies.
See, he's got some balls.
No, it's so lame because he's a food-obsessed dog now.
Yeah.
He never used to care about food. He used to just
I know.
take little biscuits and hide them. He'd walk around going... He'd cry. He'd cry and hide food.
Yeah,
but he doesn't do that anymore. Now he's obsessed with food.
That was Augie in his prime.
Yeah, but he doesn't do that anymore, and he'll do anything for food. Like I always leave things on the side, food. I'd be like, I'm looking forward to having that. And then he goes and steals it. But gosh darn, I was angry.
Yeah.
I was a bit shocked. I was like, fucking hell, I wasn't prepared for that. Just like at 9 a.m, just as full-on battle commenced.
Yeah, it feels because I've had a couple spars with.
I think most of us have had a couple spars with Augie.
I was going to say with Billy.
Oh, Billy.
But when it's your own pet, you feel the sense of betrayal. Like I feed you.
Yeah, you do.
All I do is give, and then you go and pull this shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit different with a cat.
Have you with
sociopaths.
cats though? Like I always feel a bit uneasy around cats because I don't quite.
We can't read them.
I'm sure some like cat experts understand the behavior.
The only thing I know is when her tail's going like mad, you just
maybe some cat owners in the comments can tell us about cat behaviors. But
now, if she's in a feral mood, I get out the laser.
Oh, you just distract her.
Yeah.
No, because like you never know with a cat, like just tickling the tummy nicely, and then suddenly there's a on your hands.
You don't want to tickle the tummy.
But like she's lying there and it's really soft and nice.
It is soft. No, you don't go under them, because then.
No, what if they're upside down? Like.
Well, not with Billy.
Billy's done that. You pick Billy up and you put her in like the Jabba Homer.
Yeah, I don't touch
pose.
I just think it looks funny to put her there.
It's because I'm used to the dogs where you just flip them over and they're just.
Well, dogs flip themselves over, but with a cat, when they're on their back, it means I'm gonna play. I'm gonna do shit with all my limbs, and all of my limbs have like knives on them.
And they bite as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not nice. I don't like.
Anyway, continue. You're saying something about.
Well, just the other day, I was like prodding Billy, like, "Hello, I'm here," and then suddenly she goes savage. She goes ravage.
She got you.
She gets me good. And the thing with the cat is that if you've got like sleeves on like this, claw goes in, it's not coming out.
They get
They're
stuck
to you. But like that sense of betrayal, like I'm sure you had with Augie.
Definitely.
Like, you're so sort of angered in that moment. You don't know what to do with yourself. Like there have been times where Billy's just gone too far, and I've had to like throw her from my desk chair onto my bed, and it's just like, get away from me.
For me, my thought process is, okay, what did I do wrong, and how can I prevent this from happening again?
Yeah,
that's my main thing.
Well, now
it's not what you want to see, particularly.
No, not at all.
I schooled him pretty good, but it's what led to me getting attacked. But hopefully, he learnt his lesson.
Yeah.
And then the next time, just to test it, I fed them close to each other. But the whole time I was watching Augie, and of course he finished first, and of course he starts to go over to his bowl, and I'm like, Augie, you little motherfucker. And I made him sit there and I made him watch. I made him for the whole time finish.
Well, it's kind of unfair because Max does eat quite slowly.
He eats really slowly, especially when he's got poo fart diarrhea like he does at the moment.
Does he still have diarrhea?
No, it's gone now, but a few days ago he was eating really slowly because every time he's going outside there's just everywhere.
No, I've had the one with Gaius, the only time he's actually like proper gone for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's because...
Did you not get any wounds when he was teething?
Little tiny ones, but this time he split both my thumb open. It's because he was food obsessed, and there was another dog in the house, and the other dog was going near his food.
What dog? Who was this?
My sister's like Staffy.
Oh, right. And
my niece and nephew were there, and they were walking around, so I could see him sitting there, and I could see him getting angry. So I slowly walk over him to try and get my niece and nephew out of the way. And I stand there, he looks at me, and it's like the look where he's gonna like fucking just bite. And then he literally just jumped up and just like that, straight on my fingers.
Do you get any uneasy around like staffies?
No.
I suppose you have a bit more contact with them than
they're not
people who haven't really I've never really met one.
You can normally
Myself.
tell from the owner if the
Yeah.
dog's going to be nice.
Yeah. No, but then there's a guy in this town who's like the roughest looking guy I've seen, and he has this like superbly trained staffy who doesn't even have like a lead and walks right beside him everywhere he goes.
Staffies, they're either really, really incredibly lovely dogs, or they're generally dangerous. It's very hard for there to be a middle ground, because if the dog is
with a
brought
jaw
up-
like that,
Yeah.
like
if it's
No, but
brought
it's like
up-
that. It's their owner that's going to make them a danger.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
definitely.
if a staffy had done what Argy did, like
Yeah.
your hand would be in a lot worse shape.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it would've
You might not
fucking
even have a
fallen.
hand.
It's down to their instinctual nature though.
Yeah,
Like I don't think staffies are like that.
no.
They're not
No,
bullish.
smaller dogs tend to be more hot-headed.
No, but he's a working dog that was
Mhm.
bred to do what he did then, you know, to be
What,
bullish and
steal
not
cow's
back
food?
down from
Yeah,
conflict.
Mm.
Well, to be fair, I know pit bulls were bred for like holding on to bulls' legs or something, and that's why their jaws are so ridiculous.
There's a lot of
I
dogs.
don't know if staffies are, but
weren't they literally bred to fight?
somewhere along the line, I think that came in. But you know, apparently, I was reading about them a few weeks ago. Staffies, or I think it was pit bulls actually, used to be called like granny dogs or something, because they were considered so friendly and nice,
Yeah.
and soppy, that they were like the nanny kind of
Mm-hmm.
equivalent for like families. But
Mm.
something, I think it's mostly down to how like rough they look, you know. People took that and they attach themselves to that, and it's like that
Yeah.
that cycle of like, well, if only these like chavs who want to look hard, who don't know how to train a dog, are getting staffies or pit bulls, and they're purposefully training them to be horrible, and that's all that's ever reported in the news and police reports and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like it's just ruin that entire dog's
The three staffies I've had experience with were all really incredibly sweet dogs.
Yeah, they're supposed
really
to be some of the
bloody loyal
nicest
as well. Really loyal.
Yeah,
They're really good.
they're supposed to be really nice.
Yeah.
They're not
and-
the
and
best
they're
looking dogs, to be honest. They're not.
Yeah, they are rough looking.
Yeah.
They do
But they're
look.
just
the
sweet.
thing is, they can actually deal a lot of damage. More so, I mean,
the one
all
hand.
The potential for damage is greater simply because of that jaw. But
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, whether they're nice or not, I'm always going to have a little bit of scaredy-catness because of their ability to just tear shit up.
Yeah. If it locks on, you're fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like the only way you can like free it is by like drowning them.
Yeah, there's like a few things, like putting it down on the road and then getting cut.
yeah, sad really.
It's fucking
They're supposed to be
horrifying.
nice, but
Yeah.
Well, it's like, would you have the sweetest dog in the world, but its head is a gun? You know?
I don't know if it's quite apt because
No, it is. Like, imagine if Argy's head was a 44 Magnum right now.
I'd have a hole in my hand, probably
Yeah,
multiple
exactly.
holes in my hands. Anyway, let's not bring guns up again. Anything interesting happening in any of our lives in the time between?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if maybe
I have
going to
one
uni is
thing.
interesting.
I have one funny thing. No,
Yeah,
Argy.
what's-
No,
what's-
bugger off. He
what's
went
up,
all the way
what's up?
downstairs just to grab that so he could take it up and then bark at us. He's going to bark if you do that. Because he's going to want it. Anything, James? Anything crazy happen?
I might be going to uni. That's like.
Oh, yeah.
So that's.
Is that on your job want you to do that?
Yeah.
Well, you've said on this show the whole time you didn't want to go to uni.
No, but it's not like full time. It's outside of uni, so it's like a uni course.
It was
not in-
open university.
Yeah.
And you're still going to be working.
Working, yeah. But I have to do like 18 hours coursework a week. So that's 2.5 days. So on top of my normal working hours.
It's
That's
quite a lot,
literally-
isn't it?
That's insane. So, yeah. I just find it, my like career path has been just fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
I worked in a really shit garage. I was
I
unemployed.
think if you look at everyone's career path, it's never like...
It's never like normal.
It's rarely, I want to like be a doctor, so I became a doctor.
Mm.
You know, a lot of like working class people, it's just sort of, I got this, and then I did it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I do now.
You just take whatever opportunities just
Yeah.
crop up, don't you? You go down whatever. Yeah, I had a bit of in the middle of a bit of something with this video game I was in. Hunt for the Freeman. Which is like a Steam game or something. I won't go into much detail because I kind of want to do a video on IHE about it.
Why did you never tell me that it was Hunt for the Freeman?
I
didn't
know.
I didn't know the game. I didn't know the name. I don't think, or maybe I did. Maybe along the. I think I knew it was to do with Half-Life.
Why'd you never tell me?
You're betraying.
Oh no! I wasn't supposed to tell anyone. That was it. He made me sign something.
Oh really?
So I couldn't tell anyone. Yeah.
You still
An NDA or whatever.
Yeah, an NDA.
Yeah.
Still could have told Jim. I don't think that would have been controversial.
And I just forgot because like weeks would go by where I was just not even thinking about it, and then it'd be like, "Oh, can you do this line without any context or direction?" Yeah, right.
Boo.
Yes, that's funny. Now say I've been in a
so
video
go
game.
buy Hunt for the Freeman. Right? It's on Steam.
Don't buy it.
No, do buy it. Definitely buy it. I might buy it.
Don't.
It's too expensive.
How much is it?
It's like $20 or something. So I don't know what it is
that's
here.
like what, 10 quid?
No, that's like 15 quid or something. If they'd released it for like $1.99, then maybe, but I had no real involvement.
$1.99.
It's like a mod, you know.
Mate, did you see those reload animations?
Yeah, that's the sad thing. Like, it's kind of like
Did Hyper do the reload animations? He's like a YouTuber.
don't know.
Every
But
person who worked on it is a YouTuber.
It feels like kind of how I imagine. I don't know if the comparison's fair or not, but it's sort of being in the cast of the room almost.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say
You know what I mean?
that.
Like where you have this one guy who's like in control of the whole project, who is kind of acting like he knows exactly what's going on and what to do, and everyone's around him is just kind of like baffled somewhat. Yeah. Pretty funny though, at the end of the day.
It's a life experience of being in a fucking video game.
Shame it's like being in Ride to Hell Retribution. I've always been fine with that though. Like, if I had the opportunity to be in one of those, like, Shark Exorcist level movies that
Well, I
that
don't know.
squirted
Shark
out.
Exorcist is kind of like.
So you're
I don't
telling
know
me
if
you
you
wouldn't want to just cameo in one of those?
I
No.
wouldn't want to associate with that one in particular.
I mean that tier.
That tier, sure, but not that movie.
No, not that movie. I was just trying to establish the tier of movie.
I don't know what those movies are, so I can't say.
Well, you know, just
Isn't
Awful,
it directed by
awful
like
D-list
a porn
movies.
director?
Probably. I really can't
I
remember.
swear we looked it up.
There were porn things to do with that movie, but
Yeah, there was definitely something to do with porn, and it was really creepy. That I think there's like a scene where an old guy's perving on some woman.
yeah,
on
probably.
camera.
You have a better memory than I. I worry myself with the stuff I remember. Like, people
my
quote
memories.
things. Like, people like send me the odd tweet or email. Like, yeah, I liked it when you said this in a video, and I'm just like, I don't even remember saying that. Like, I really don't. I don't remember. Like I remember saying it, but I don't remember saying it. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I must say, I have quite a good memory. I remember
Yeah?
really pointless shit that nobody would ever care about. Like how I once said, like a few years ago, I was going to buy you a massive box of Flumps.
I couldn't eat them now though. Anyway, so
Or like the chocolate balls I bought. Who the fuck would remember that?
that is quite random. But that's just one thing, you know. It's not like you're writing
Of course.
constantly all the time.
I know.
Well, it's like you manage a lot of data at your work. You're not remembering all the numbers from like. I'm sure you don't remember a data sheet from a year ago. It's kind of like that.
No, I remember those sheets because I still.
No,
work
you
with
don't. No,
those
you
sheets.
fucking don't. You're
Yes.
bullshitting.
I'm not bullshitting.
He's absolutely
I'm
bullshitting.
not, you have this strange idea that I bullshit all the time.
Yeah, you do though.
I don't. You're the biggest.
You're saying you
bullshitter
can
here.
remember an entire spreadsheet off the top of your
You're
head.
saying
Well,
you have
yes, because
photographic
last year I
memory.
worked with 2 spreadsheets. Not hard to remember.
Okay, that's. I just noticed something.
He just fucking demolished you there. There we go.
Should we go to some Reddit questions?
Yeah, bye. To be
or not to.
I fucking hate
XD.
Dick the Head.
squee.
It pisses me off that James hates Dick.
I fucking
Doesn't
hate
it piss
Dick.
you off, James?
I hate the way he feels. I don't like.
I hate the way he feels, but like what he represents is important to the
What
channel.
does he represent? What
The channel.
meaning?
He's like the mascot of the channel.
He's one of the mascots.
One of the many mascots.
Exactly. When you've got many, it decreases the value.
No,
of
it
them.
doesn't.
Oh,
It
he's
does.
licking that.
He's the first
plastic
one.
Spork, by the way.
Our Bond.
He's like picking it up and carrying it around.
Oh, you're so cute.
It's just it's repulsive looking.
That's the
genuinely-
joke, though, James.
I know, but it's just
That's why Alex bought it.
no. I know that, but it's still just.
We've got to go on a hunt for more. We've
Yeah.
got to like drive to
Cornwall.
Cornwall.
Apparently, there's none there. Pat, like, there isn't there anymore.
You need to know where to look.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, only some places have them. They're like out of stock.
Yeah, some weird. I was looking into like ordering like 200 of them. Some company was like, "Yeah, we can make these." But I
But
was
didn't
like,
they need like a
What would you do with
test?
200? Like, where would you even keep?
sell them
Oh, okay.
so
Official
people could have them.
drum
Do you know how many
merchandise.
times I've been asked?
Is that even legal?
Yeah.
Sure.
How else would you like sell a product? You pay a company to
No, but
make
I mean,
lots of them.
we don't own this. I mean, we bought this one.
I feel like that's one of those no one owns it kind of things.
After
just a
Jar
face.
Media, I bet you they've patented it.
How can you even patent face?
Ugly face.
Because like they're obviously a different company.
How do you know?
Because they're completely different build quality.
And then there's this one, which is a bit funny.
They're all different build qualities, Alex.
That's the
Because
thing.
One person makes
And none
them.
will ever be better than that one. Because like if my house burned down, I'd be more annoyed about losing things like that than like my computer or stuff like that, or you know,
So this is
and a TV.
This has sentiment.
No, because
value.
yeah, sentimental and it's one of a kind. You can get the exact same TV. You know,
Uh-huh.
like insurance. House insurance will pay
Stop
for another
touching.
TV.
Can you just put it down?
House insurance will not pay for another one of those because they won't be able to find one, and it's fucking worthless anyway.
It's £5.
Is it really £5?
Yeah, you paid £5 for that.
I mean, worth it.
What the fuck is this?
Tole Girachi says, pretty basic question, but how are you doing? How has your week been? That's kind of how we open every episode
My
already.
week's been great. Thanks for asking.
Do we all have to answer this?
Yeah, of course.
Eh.
Jim's been
Hmm.
playing XCOM, and yeah.
Yeah. XCOM 2 is fucking fantastic, though.
I tried to tell you all.
I'm gonna make.
You're like,
no, Monster Hunter.
I never liked Monster Hunter.
I think like Monster
I think
Hunter
Monster
because of
Hunter
the
is
armor
car fucking bullshit dick suck.
set. No, but the armor's nice.
Jim's the only one who can get away with controversial things like this.
No.
Yeah, you are.
Why?
Because I'm at the point where no matter what I say, like 50% of people are going to hate me.
Why?
It's just what it is now. Like people
No, I mean, but
people
we're not
quote me
on-
saying things that I never even said.
Really?
They're just
You've been Jim Sterling.
I've stumbled across like these threads of people talking about me, and it's like I didn't say any of this, and they're all just like reaffirming just fake things that I've never said to each other. And it's like, well, clearly you have a fucking agenda against me then. People like they don't even fucking watch the video, and they've decided they hate me already.
Huggy.
Don't do.
But yeah,
that.
Monster Hunter fucking sucks.
I like it. The armor's nice.
You'd go that far to say it fucking sucks, really?
It's just the type of game you don't.
Well, you don't like it.
I think there are some severe oversights
Well, in terms of design.
in
or
terms
something.
of design.
Well, I was genuinely interested in it because it sounds like my kind of game. On
Yeah,
paper,
yeah,
it's
same.
like massive dinosaurs,
Uh-huh.
killing them.
But the gameplay doesn't feel good.
No. It doesn't.
Even James likes it and he knows the gameplay
no,
is
it's
bad.
it's Monster Hunter gameplay. So it's just
Well, Monster Hunter gameplay sucks.
I never like those excuses though, where it's like, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's meant to be bad.
no.
so-
But we've got to remember, there's never been a Monster Hunter game besides this one that's been on a powerful or slightly good.
They've made a
console.
lot of them though, so you
and they've all
you'd
been
hope
on
they'd have
DS,
it.
PSP, or Wii.
Like, if a game doesn't
that's
feel
not
good,
justification. That should be why it has good gameplay.
Should
Like
be,
this
yeah.
one should have better gameplay than all the rest, not the same.
yeah.
Not that I've ever
They need to
played any of the
properly,
other
like,
ones,
rebuild
but-
I played the one on Wii
Fallout.
and I thought it was lame, but
But
They
like
need to rebuild
I haven't played the
game
game much, honestly.
again.
But I mean, if a
I
game,
watched you play it for like a good almost 2 hours.
Well, yeah. If a
So I was
game
like, if
doesn't,
Jim likes this, then maybe there's something in it for me. And from watching it, I was like,
but
this
I mean,
just looks.
that's the thing. I've done a few bosses and all you fight is bosses, I guess. But it goes like this: you attack it for a while, then it runs away, then you catch up, then you attack it for a while, then it runs away, then you catch up, then
Yeah.
you attack it for a while, then it runs away, and then you catch up. And if you're slightly underleveled, it's that times fucking 40, if not
Yeah.
more. And it gets so tiresome because when you do catch up to it, the gameplay doesn't feel good enough to warrant the time you've put in. And then it's just fucking frustrating. Because
need
it's so immensely Japanese as well.
yeah,
It
the
is.
world that the game is based in is fucking dog shit. From the
Yeah.
get-go, I was like, I can't invest myself in this world because it's fucking lame as fuck.
I like the
Voice acting awful.
It's fucking atrocious.
It's
awful.
They don't like. There's a bit of exposition at the start,
Yeah.
but it feels like I should know more.
Hmm. To me, it feels like the kind of game that would benefit from the kind of Dark Souls way of handling it.
I constantly in my head compare it to Dark Souls, even though they're completely different games.
Yeah. I just mean, like, don't just shove stuff in my face all the time.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
It spends so much time with these characters telling you useless shit. But there's nothing. They don't spend any time telling you anything interesting.
Yeah.
And the first fucking 10 hours of the game are you just doing tutorial bullshit that isn't fun.
The tutorials are fucking atrocious. They
Yeah,
take
they're-
so long.
They're so bad,
They're
and
bad.
I don't have time for that shit. You know?
Yeah, my
I mean,
patience for
I've got
stuff
a
like
lot
that.
of fucking time, but this
But
time
it's about like the time you've spent. Have you valued it at all?
comparing it, like, because I've heard a lot of people comparing it to Dark Souls. Compare the opening of Monster Hunter to Dark Souls.
Dark Souls just like
Yeah,
boom.
it has that intro cutscene that you can press start and skip in
Mm-hmm.
immediately, and the cutscenes in Monster Hunter are unskippable.
They're
No.
Yeah. So you've got to spend time with these characters that you hate in a world that you despise. Fuck that game.
I
Wow,
like it.
Jim's angry.
I like it, but I've liked the previous Monster Hunters.
I don't have a problem with other people liking it,
It's just
Yeah.
you don't
but
like.
it's like another. It feels like another sort of Destiny type thing, where you've got to play it with people to have fun,
Mm.
but the gameplay's worse.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot more fun with people.
No, I've heard that playing with people is a real pain in the ass in that game. Like actually getting
that
into
is, that
someone's
as well.
world.
The
Oh, no.
interface, all the interfaces are fucking horrid.
Japanese like game companies can't do multiplayer. They can't do multiplayer at all. They don't understand it at
Really?
all. Like Dark Souls multiplayer is not that.
Well,
fucking good.
it's not meant to be like the
That's
way
different.
It's meant to be that sort of.
What about like I'm thinking back on like the Wii when the way you'd play like Mario Kart online and stuff. It's so convoluted and bizarre.
It's always like that though. in
And
every
Smash.
game.
The bigger problem with Dark Souls multiplayer is actually like connecting to people and like good connections.
Yeah.
Not the system. I like the system a lot.
Anyway, where were we?
They just can't do multiplayer. But I like that game.
It's got a very passionate fan base.
I think-
so.
Yeah, well,
People, it does
it
have
makes
that.
be
me
prepared
think,
for
like,
that.
some of these games, like, people just look over these things. Maybe if you actually criticize them, then the games would change.
Well, I mean,
It's-
I can't say anything either way. I
No, I
haven't
know.
played it. I'm not interested at all. So, but it's the kind of thing I should be interested in. I was about to say I love when Argy cries.
that wasn't a cry.
It's kind of like a whinge.
It's sort of like, just let me out.
Should I let him out?
Yeah, let me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure all that person asked was, how was your week?
That was it. That is all they asked.
Can I just say that I don't like Argy's ears? I think when they're
Excuse me?
pointy up, I think they look better when they have a point instead of being curved. Because Argy's got curved pointy ears and they look funny.
They look amazing.
I like Gaius's. Gaius's are like.
So you have a definitive bias.
I like
Yep.
Billy's.
Billy's got the pointy ears.
Yeah, Billy does have pointy ears.
Pointy equals better.
But
You have no. That's just like purely your opinion.
Billy is
There's,
a cat as well.
there's no.
Like, she
There's
can't
no
even-
like definitive proof
No,
Like,
no, that's
as
just
to
my
why it's
opinion.
better.
That's just me.
Like, but it wouldn't look good with pointy ears. They have to be rounded.
Yeah.
On him to look good.
Especially with the size.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, his ears or whatever are worse than Argy's.
Next question.
Question for Jimmy Boy. How do you cope with having Alex as a brother?
Well, it's easier now because he doesn't live with me. So. What do you mean? How do I cope? You're an adult. I'm an adult.
How do you cope with having Alex as a brother?
It can be pretty fucking irritating at times when you get this random picture of like a crying sheep or something.
Why is that irritating? That's nice.
It's not irritating. I'm gonna be honest. I quite like those pictures, but
There was one I sent you the other day. That's pretty.
it's
good.
one. I never know what like you want me to do when I get that. It's like, now I have this. What do I do with this?
I get a lot out of putting people in a situation where they just don't know what to do or how to respond.
There was that time when we were in London. You sent me a text saying, "Do you want a picture of my poo?"
Yeah, stuff like that.
But I just find that really bizarre because, like, I'm not like that with my sisters or anything like that. It's like, okay.
But like, I wasn't pooing. I was standing, like, looking at him, like.
Yeah, that's so fun. But I mean,
It's taking something boring and making it fun.
Yeah.
Like, where are you? Oh, I'm standing by a coffee place. All right. Oh, I see you. There you are. Instead, I'll see a picture of my face.
No, I reckon. No, you're a good brother. That's for certain.
Very good brothers. How do you feel about your sisters, James? What was that like growing up? You're the only boy of your trilogy.
Yeah, I'm the youngest, yeah.
You're the youngest, and you're the only boy.
Means I got away with things.
Really? Did you get that?
Dark Orbit.
True.
Got away with that.
But like, did they? I get the impression that they just weren't really that interested in you. They just sort of left you to your emotions. Like, oh, that's just my young brother. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm girl. He's boy. Whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
In hindsight, I get the feeling a lot of the time you really wanted me to just go away.
What do you mean?
Like, I remember one of your birthdays. It was like your 14th birthday, and your friends were over for a sleepover.
And
I was like, "Hi guys, I'm here too." Like,
I don't remember.
around.
I feel like I would have memories of like, that's pissing me off.
Well, it's just I remember having a friend who had a younger brother, and a lot of the time it was just like, "Can you just leave us alone for like just an hour?"
It's worse when they're way younger.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
It's worse when they're way younger. Like, to the point where if you're on the same wavelength,
But I mean, when you're 14 and I'm
like 11, I guess.
11,
Yeah.
that age difference it's like more than
Yeah.
me being 20 and you're 23.
Yeah. I feel like once you're like both over 13, then
Well,
yeah, if it's
yeah, because
13
you're
and
16
16
at that point.
yeah,
Then the older one is.
there's
like,
more
mature
overlap.
enough.
You're not still
Yeah.
watching. I was gonna say SpongeBob, but
we definitely watch
SpongeBob's yeah, SpongeBob's funny for all ages.
Yeah.
For your parents, I don't fucking know. You never watched SpongeBob.
I never found it funny. I just
You
watched
have the
it.
most confusing sense of
You
humor
do.
that I've ever known.
What the fuck is your sense of humor, James? It's so unique.
Top Gear.
Well, if I can think of something, there was this video I watched and it was of a bicycle race. And there was a motorbike driving really slowly and it fell over. And I laughed so hard at it because it's a
So you like slapstick?
No, but it's...
No, you do.
No.
You like slapstick and you like poo.
He only likes slapstick if there's like some sort of vehicle.
A motor vehicle involved.
No,
Yeah.
it was funny because it's a bicycle race and it's a motorbike falling over, not a bicycle, and that's why I found it funny.
That is kind of funny.
There's this one dog
It's so
video.
hard to pin down. What's like a comedy? Either a comedian, a comedic movie,
White
or
chicks.
or like a comedic show. You can say you find funny.
Well, one of the things recently I found funny is just like a Ricky Gervais stand-up.
Okay, so you like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, he's funny.
So quite
Atheist.
I want to say offensive, but not in the way that like I'm offended by it, but it is like offensive humor.
Yeah, he's just funny.
Like,
I don't know my
I
sense of
can't
humor.
get over that Mel Gibson joke.
oh, God, that's so funny.
You know
Tell the crowd.
What is? Where did he do it? Was it the Golden
I
Globes?
want to say the Golden Globes, yeah.
Because you know where he always did the Golden Globes, where he just fucking tears like every celebrity apart.
Yeah.
He said, I don't drink. No, I drink as much as the next man, unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
Yes, I enjoy. What was it? I enjoy a drink as much as yeah.
Because Mel Gibson had that whole thing where he got drunk and
The DUI.
shouted at cops and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Mel Gibson came on stage after. Like he was right there.
Yeah, if you ever have a minute, like I know Mel Gibson's like a total. Like
He's batshit insane.
It's blasé.
No, I
at
thought
this
he
point.
was. I thought he
I think
was.
I think
he's
he's
not
he's
as
sort of
bad
sorted
now.
him. He's come straight a little bit now. But if
Yeah.
you go back, I found an article that's comprised all of the outrageous things he said back in the day. People have all these quotes, and I'd never read them before until a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they were actually like this."
Mm-hmm.
This kind of hateful. Because when I thought about Mel Gibson, I just imagined his caricature in South Park,
Yeah.
which is just so ridiculous and over the top. But it was actually like that,
Yeah.
you know.
Mel
Well-
Gibson was a good actor.
I read a thing saying that he got the job as Mad Max because the director of Mad Max got the impression that this dude was literally like mad.
Really,
Because
he's clearly got some issues.
well, apparently he wasn't there to do like the interview or like the audition for himself, but he'd taken his friend. But Mel Gibson had been in like a bar fight the night before and was all like roughed up and like bruises and shit on his face.
God.
And so he got
I
him.
wonder what he was like to work with, like on set. If he was a
No.
bit,
How
a bit
quite
difficult.
Yeah.
He's probably drunk all the time as well.
Yeah. Man. Makes you question, like, why did he even bother? Like, do they really see that spark in them? Is it like, well, I guess it's spoilers. I was going to spoil Wolfenstein 2 for some people. Mr. Cheesehead 1000 said Jim already had an intro and it wasn't the boogie one. He forgot about "What's up, boys?" Did you ever do that?
I'm sure I did.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was slated to be the new Jar intro, but then it was abandoned.
good.
Fuck you. That's
Game
a good
one is
fucking
good.
intro. We're bringing it back.
No.
No, but I
Intro
prefer What's Up, guys.
What's up, guys?
I just when you say
Yeah,
that, I just
funny
think
idea
of
for the-
WhatsApp.
For that.
Yeah, my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
which I'm not going to say because someone will steal it.
Yeah. This is an interesting question.
Oh, that's a first.
Anti-Cholos, as in it, whatever. I know you guys love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I know Alex likes the Hobbit movies too. So how would you rank all 6 of these films from worst to best?
Fucking
Oh.
hell.
I'll start, yeah, and debate with me as we go. Worst, Battle of Five Armies.
Yep. I'd agree with
Yes.
that.
Next worst, whatever the second Hobbit movie was called.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then the first Hobbit movie.
Yes.
Then the Two Towers. Then Return of the King. Then Fellowship.
Yeah. No. No. I completely agree with that.
I think I'd switch the Two Towers and the King.
Problem is that I know everyone rags on Return of the King for being like too long and having too much of an ending, but I find that ending part so satisfying. It's like it's the payoff for all of it.
You know.
Yeah.
It shows it's like it's completing the journey. You know?
It just makes me feel good. It's like
I didn't switch them for that reason though. I just prefer the Two Towers. And I think what it did being the middle one in the movie being
That is very impressive.
It's fucking amazing. Like,
So, to be honest, I hold the Two Towers and Return of the King at the exact same level in my head,
Mm-hmm.
and Fellowship is just a smidge above it.
I know. I don't know if I can even say I like Fellowship more than
Really?
Two Towers because I think Two Towers is like the best action as well. The most heart wrenching character stuff.
there's no, but
No,
When
the
I
third one
think-
has some. All of them have it. That's the thing. They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
so brilliant.
when I think of Lord of the Rings, because there was that point in my life where I'd watch the Two Towers and Return of the King in order every day, And I never finished Return of the King because it was too long. So I ended up just kind of watching The Two Towers every day.
Yeah.
So now I'm so fucking sick of it.
All right.
So that's why I'll take Return of the King and Fellowship. Because I didn't have Fellowship. I literally had the two last ones because I borrowed them off you. And that's all I had.
I do think the Hobbit trilogy is hated on a bit too much. Though.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
For sure.
They're a ridiculous amount.
They're still good, fun movies to
People
watch.
compare them like prequel level, and they come nowhere close to the original Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Well, I mean, for one, like the acting is so much better.
Yeah, the acting's very good in the
really
Hobbit
good.
movies. Like the biggest problem is just production.
Yeah.
Art direction.
Yeah.
Weird color grading stuff they did with it. And like unnecessary characters and plot threads that are just clearly filler, stuff like that.
With that whole movie, it kind of felt like the last movie was kind of rushed and it just felt out of place. Like it was just something like, oh.
I think if they'd condensed those 3 movies into maybe even 2, 1 would have been good, but I could see 2. I could see them doing something with 2.
Do you reckon you would have preferred the Guillermo del Toro movie?
I don't know. Because to me, like, Peter Jackson is that universe.
Yeah, I was gonna say it probably.
It might have been kind of.
It would have been different, I reckon. To like, the
I don't know if
it felt like a different world.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently, like, because Peter Jackson was attached to it so late, he couldn't do all of the pre-production work that he did
that's what I saw on the video.
For the original trilogy.
Really?
So. And that shows in the production.
Yeah.
There's way less like kind of love and passion poured into it.
They were trying to like play catch up.
Yeah, which is a shame because like if he'd been attached from the beginning, I'm sure they would be much better movies. He's clearly talented. But this makes me ask the question of the same question, but what's the Star Wars ranking now? Shall I do mine? And you can debate me on what I bring up. This might get controversial, and I might get a few death threats for this.
Are we including like
every
Rogue
Star Wars
One
film
and stuff?
Yeah, we have to.
And the animated one?
No, not that one.
Well, that one just goes to the bottom anyway. So like.
Yeah, it's pointless. Bottom, Attack of the Clones. Above that, Phantom Menace. Then Revenge of the Sith. Then. Oh, I'm gonna have to say Rogue One probably. Then, what's it called? The J.J. Abrams one.
The Force Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed. The Force Awakens. Then I think I'm gonna say. This might change. This whole list is up for debate and change, but I think I'd put Return of the Jedi there after. Then The Last Jedi, then Empire, then A New Hope.
You put A New Hope as number 1?
Yep, I've changed.
Really?
I've changed. I've watched Empire quite a few times in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It's made me appreciate the first one.
It's been too long since I've seen A New Hope.
I'm gonna be the.
Did you disagree with my placement of any of those?
It's not the fact that I disagree. Mine's different though, but that's. They're different because I'm a pleb. You're
looking for something different than what I'm
the visual shit. And at the end of the day, the lightsaber fights in the newer ones are visually more impressive than the old ones.
Well, the films in general are visually more impressive.
And
if it was by visuals alone, The Last Jedi would be at the top. That's the best.
Because it's Rogue One. Rogue One's the best one by far. Force Awakens and the most recent one. Rogue One's just is the fucking best movie. It's so good.
Jim? What would you do differently in my one?
I mean, I don't give a fuck about any of the prequels. They can all just stay in.
Yeah.
Shit, like.
Okay. Just the originals and the latest 3. Then. What really matters is where you put The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
The Force Awakens. I remember not wanting to say it, but I was disappointed when I came out of the cinema. Okay. Probably because it didn't
surprise you in any way, I guess.
It didn't surprise me, but
played it safe, too safe for you.
I guess. But
I think.
Spoiler alert: Han Solo dies, and I wanted to be emotional,
Mhm.
and I forced myself to like feel things, but the scene just doesn't do it for me.
It's completely reliant on things that aren't to do with the movie. It's all like it's not the only kind of sad thing is I guess Chewie seeing him die.
Yeah,
But
that is the only thing that where you get.
and then
but
Rey and
when
Finn.
Rey and Finn react, it's like
Rey and Finn are supposed to be like the audience reacting.
But the audience have been with these characters the whole time. Whereas
that's the thing. That's the
Rey
kind
and
of
Finn.
cheat. That's why the scene doesn't work as much as it could have. But I think The Force Awakens with time gets worse, and I know it might be controversial, I think The Last Jedi is going to get better with age.
Yeah. But I mean, I didn't walk out of The Force Awakens disappointed.
So it's really
Not The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi.
No, so yours is kind of flipped to what everyone is feeling now. Like everyone's disappointed by The Last Jedi, but they were all kind of fine.
I remember
with The Force
thinking
Awakens
some
when it came out.
stuff like, I changed this and that, but there are parts in this movie that I just love. And I don't think I loved a single part of
None of it.
The Force Awakens. I like when Han sees Leia again.
Yeah.
It's
got some
just
good bits in it.
it's just the way they treated the old characters, I think.
Yeah.
Because like they
Like people are
did
so
fan
angry
service
about
and they
Luke.
didn't do.
But
I thought they handled Luke perfectly in the last.
people are
Jedi.
angry about Luke, but I'd say what they did to Han is kind of worse.
Yeah.
Like when you really look at it, because that character, they regressed in terms of where he was as a character.
Yeah.
They made him back to just being. Remember how he was in Episode 4? He's
Mhm.
like that again.
Yeah.
That's more of a crime than at least like where Luke is a progression.
Where Luke is completely makes sense as to where the whole universe is now.
Yeah,
But
because
what they did with Han making him regress. I mean, it kind of makes sense because his son became like a mass murderer.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
to me, that is because I agree. Like, I don't really feel any emotion particularly in that scene. But I was never really a Han Solo guy.
Neither was I.
I always liked him, but I was always liked Luke more.
Yeah, same.
So, and Yoda.
Yoda's already dead, so can't have
So
him
the definitive
die
list.
for- Yeah, I mean it's probably similar to yours, but
People might disagree with where he put Jedi. What's it called again? Return of the Jedi. That's one that's got a lot of
the Return of the Jedi's third act is complete doo-doo. Well,
no,
it's
that's not true.
Everything on the planet is complete doo-doo.
Pretty much, yeah.
On Endor.
And people talk about the pacing of The Last Jedi being bizarre.
Yeah.
It's incredibly strange in Return of the Jedi. Like the first half an hour is like the end of the last movie, and then it picks up after that.
That Tatooine bit is fucking cool though.
It's really good. That whole intro is really good, but it throws the pacing of the whole movie off.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I still like that movie. I still like all of them, apart from the prequels.
I just like things that are nice.
You just like things that are nice.
I think
If
we all
it
do.
makes me smile, then I'm happy.
Yeah?
And that's what those movies do. They just make me smile.
Yeah, well, kill yourself, because
Okay, well.
you like Rogue One, which is illegal, and you like, what's it called? The Last Jedi, which is also illegal.
The bombing.
I just have this feeling that there's going to be, in 10 years' time, like major revisionist history. Like, by that time, we've had 150 Star Wars movies, and we're like, oh. Remember that one early on? What was it called? No one remembers. That one was alright. By the time we're on, like, the third Obi-Wan movie. That's another thing, like, the meme at the moment is, they're making all these shitty Star Wars movies, where's the Obi-Wan movie? That's what we want to see. It's like, what? Why? Where can you go with Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
You know? We've seen every stage of his life.
Mm-hmm.
But people say, no, in between 3 and 4.
Where he's just like in a desert.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Darth Maul with robot legs comes to get his revenge.
Nah, man.
Brilliant.
Like, as much as I'd like to see Ewan McGregor do Obi-Wan, like, properly,
Yeah.
I don't see how they can do it and give...
Without like remaking.
What can you do with that character? What, like...
Pretty cool.
arc can you give that character within the confines of a solo movie?
He could find his love and then become a drunkard and then ditch Ray on Jakku. Even though the age difference.
If they do something like that, like in the last of this new trilogy, the last JJ movie, like if they retroactively counteract what the Last Jedi did and like make reveals out of things that were put down by the Last Jedi, it's going to ruin the whole trilogy. That whole new trilogy. It'll be so incredibly lame.
But it's just so annoying because like Luke in A New Hope, his parents are nobodies because there's not even any like tease that his parents could be anybody.
No,
he just does. He lives with his uncle.
And that wasn't planned either.
No, exactly.
It's
that,
funny
that
because
was just, like on the spot they were like, "What if he's his dad?"
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like this new trilogy, despite all the better technology and all this infinite money, they've ended up making these films in the exact same way the original three were
Yeah.
made. When you would have thought, I mean, it's mind-boggling to me how there was no plan. The biggest franchise in history, the most valuable franchise, and you don't have even the loosest idea of where the story is going to go over 3 movies. Instead, no, we'll give that one to that one. Then the middle guy is just going to do what he wants, just undo things about the first one, take it wherever he wants,
Yeah.
and pretty much just wrap it up in a nice little present, and then good luck with whoever goes last. Like, it's just such a bizarre... And it makes it way less satisfying. Like, if there was a laid out plan from
then
the beginning...
it would be more like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it would be like.
I just feel like J.J. Abrams is like such a sort of mediocre like.
It's weird because like when you're trying to be objective, like he's fine. Like he's good at the like the art of putting a film together. He can make exciting action. He can direct it
understands
well.
it perfectly, but it's like he doesn't push any boundaries or anything.
Yeah, he doesn't really add any like artistic flair to anything.
No, he does like exactly what's right.
Yeah.
I guess he's the guy you call if you just want to make a movie out of something that's just going to be good.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah.
He made a fine Mission Impossible movie. He made a fine Star Trek movie. He made a fine Star Wars movie. You know, he's that guy.
Yeah.
I want to see what he does if we give him Fast and Furious.
Nobody can make that series. Series is fucking dog
Actually,
shit.
I watched Tokyo Drift recently.
What was that like?
It's fucking good compared to all the other ones. But I miss The Rock. He's the best part of Fast 7. Is that the one where he like crashes an ambulance into like a fucking predator drone off a bridge?
Is that is 7, isn't it? 'Cause that's the one where Paul Walker.
They're all just the same movie in my head at this point. Just a blur of cars crashing into each other and driving through buildings and safes.
Summer
smashing
7
through a
was
city.
funny. It has an incredible intro.
At least all of them have one moment where we're like dying laughing because it's just so ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
But actually, I don't think 8 did. I think that was so boring.
No, 8
8 is crap, but
it's fucking shit.
7 I think had 2 good bits.
The intro.
Because the intro and then there's the fight scene between Jason Statham and The Rock, which is actually really well like choreographed.
No,
8 had the baby bit.
No, that's 8.
Yeah, 8 had the baby
Yeah,
bit.
8. That's the one entertaining bit.
We've got a decent question here from Phil the Meme. What do you find more annoying? Older generations who demonize younger generations, or older generations that try to be cool? To trying to stay hip and relevant. Mine would be demonizing younger generations.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's like back in my day, because things were different, we did them our way, and that equals better.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't work like that.
No.
but I guess they're right about all the leftist propaganda bullshit.
Everything's about feelings. Oh, does that upset you? Yeah. Can't upset anyone anymore. Like
why does every like idea of how to run the world just fucking suck?
Because it's at the end of the day, it is infinitely complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because no two people
And
are
that's
the
what
same.
pisses me off about fucking idiots on Twitter. Maybe if everyone was just a socialist, then every society ever would be perfect. No, you fucking moron.
It just doesn't work like that.
Socialism is just as flawed as all the others, if not
Yeah,
more.
if you want one of them to work flawlessly, then you have to take the human out of being human.
Yeah.
Like, by design, we all act and think differently.
Yeah.
So you have to compromise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they try and make it as fair as possible. But those flaws also make all of these systems inherently kind of corrupt in a lot of ways. Like, no matter what you use, there's corruption in any form of government.
There's corruption everywhere. You can't win.
But, like, you have to take the least worst option. You know what I mean?
Which is surprisingly difficult.
Which is surprisingly difficult. It makes me like our Nan always says, like, it's up to people in your generation, it's up to you to figure something out and fix it. It's like, god damn, it's so infinitely complex. Where do you even begin? Like, it's easy to say, well, this thing over here has no money, why don't we take 1% or 0.5% of the money that's over in this thing and move it over there? That would solve so many problems. But then the money you took away from there suddenly has like a knock-on effect, a bunch of ramifications, and then that's become a new problem over there. And meanwhile, this other thing over here is a different problem. And it's like, how do you even manage that? I can't think of anything worse than like being the prime minister or the president or something like that. Like, you just can't win. You're just going to be the most hated person in the country or the world.
Well, yeah, because there's two parties and there's like two type of people that each vote for one of those parties.
Yeah.
So you're going to be hated by half the people.
And as soon as you assign yourself as either left or right, then that's all you ever are. And
yeah, you can't have like any overlap.
No. Because being central is also the devil.
Yeah, it's
spawn
like, oh, you're not
now.
on our side. Oh, you're not on ours.
Oh, make your mind up. Why? You're agnostic. Wow, pointless. Nothing's ever going to get done if you act that way. And that not very smart, is it, really?
No, not at all.
Some things are always good from both sides.
That's why you be in the middle.
Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
I was going to compare that to being bi, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why?
Well, you can if you want. We've
Best
got
of both worlds.
Okay, you get
couple
the
of
best of
minutes.
both worlds. You get the dick and the pussy.
Well, that'll do.